Hi guys, I'm live. This is a Humpday lesson day, and I'd like to do a lesson for you guys. It's Wednesday Hump Day, so how you guys doing? Love you guys. Just a quick announcement before I start the lesson. I did make all the official songs that are actual final products of me and the moderator open to non-members also. I just kept a few things still non-members, and if somebody wants to go live with me or do whatever with me, you still have to be a member for that to go live with me and with that. But the official releases, our main songs, Prance and Dance, I just put back onto public. I think that's a good compromise. So I hope you guys enjoy the songs again. So here's my lesson. So I decided to talk about scales, particularly diatonic scales. But I could go into pentatonics as well, but I'm not promising I will. And I want to go over all the possible permutations of 7-note scales using 12-tone Western music that don't have a diminished third or an augmented third. So a diminished third is two half steps in a row. So none of that. And augmented third would be like a whole step and an augmented step, and none of that. Particularly the enigmatic mode has both diminished thirds and at least one augmented third in it as well. So I'm not going to cover that. Well, I might cover that, but that's not the topic I'm going to focus on. I'll focus on the permutations of 7-note scales without those two things, diminished thirds and augmented thirds. And that leads to 4 possibilities. One is called the major scale, one is called the harmonic minor scale, one is called the harmonic major scale, and one is called the melodic minor scale. I'd like to discuss those scales and do a lesson here. Before I go into the actual scales, I want to say that there's 2 main ways on the fretboard of playing scales to me. There's positional, such as and there's linear, such as I'd like to demonstrate the scales in both those forms, and I also recommend for players that you use both those forms in your playing. Don't be just a linear person, and don't be just a positional person, but do both. It's good to do that. So I'm going to start with the major scale, and we'll go from there. Major scale is what you get from taking a major triad. We'll put this in B right now. A major triad on B, major triad on E, which is the 4 chord, major triad on F sharp, which is the 5 chord, and then that makes a B major scale. It's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I demonstrate. So linearly would be like positionally, or here, and so forth. Now, the first thing you can do with the major scale that's notable is flat the 6th, and that makes what's called a harmonic major scale. The chords there in the key of B would be B major, E minor, F sharp major, and that makes it a B harmonic major scale. So it's whole step, half step, whole step, half step, augmented step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, augmented step, half step. Linearly would be the same pattern as far as the steps. Let me do this. That'll be whole step, half step, whole step, half step, augmented step, half step. And of course, the verse going down, you can go reverse order of steps. I'm not going to go through all of that every time, but you can just reverse that to go down, and then it is going up. And that's an interesting scale. You played like this as well. And so forth. And yeah, there's 7 positions in a main, in a 7-note scale. So there's actually 7 modes of every one of the scales. And that can apply linearly and it can apply positionally. So just do your work and do all of it. The next thing you can do with the major scale is flat the third, and that gives you a melodic minor scale. So I'm going to do that in B. The chorus would be B major. No, wouldn't it be B minor? Sorry. B minor, E major, F sharp major. That gives you a B melodic minor scale. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, here I go. Okay, let's do this. Flat the third. Okay, I'm going to flat the third. Got it. There we go. So, intervally wise, it's full step, half step, full step, full step, full step, full step, half step. Full step, half step, full step, full step, full step, full step, half step. There you have it. Okay, and literally it's the same thing. That would be also in full step, half step, full step, full step, full step, full step, half step. All right. Now the other thing you can do with the major scale is make you can make a harmonic minor scale out of it. To do that, you flat the third and the sixth. So there's 2 alterations, both flats, and that makes a harmonic minor scale. So in B, the chord would be B minor, E minor, and F sharp major. That gives you a B harmonic minor scale, which is positionally is this way. Kind of reminds me of the song by Rainbow, something about a car or a racer. What is the name of it? Death Alley. Death Alley Drive or something, or Richie's doing something like that. Death Alley Driver, maybe? Death Alley Rider, something like that. Anyway, so if the intervals there would be whole step, half step, whole step, half step, oddly step, half step. And then again, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, oddly step, half step. There you have it. Alley Driver. So yeah, so cool. In the 80s. Literally the same thing. Do the scale. Can't believe it again is whole step, half step, whole step, half step, augmented step, half step. In all positions and all keys and the whole deal. And that's basically it in a nutshell. But I'm going to talk about some little things that you can play with in this theory. First of all, if you start with the B harmonic minor scale, you can get a B melodic minor scale by just raising the 6 back to a major 6 instead of a minor 6. So whereas I have B harmonic minor would be like this. Melodic minor scale, and just raise the 6 from a minor 6 to major 6, and it would have this. Just raise the 6. Okay, and then another thing that's interesting about that to me is that the other way of thinking of a melodic minor scale besides the major scale with a flatted third is a Dorian mode with a sharp 7, major 7th, and a Dorian mode. Let's do that. First of all, B Dorian mode would be this. That'd be full step, half step, full step, full step, full step. Half step, full step, and then again, full step, half step, full step, full step, full step, half step, full step. Dorian. What you can do is just raise the 7th of that, the major 7th, and you have the melodic minor scale. Again, that's full step, half step, full step, full step, full step, full step, half step. Full step, close again, full step, half step, full step, full step, full step, full step, half step. There you have it. And then another way of looking at it is to get a harmonic minor scale, you can take a harmonic major scale and just flat third. The harmonic major scale is a major scale with a flatted 6. So if you flat the third, you get a major scale with a flatted third and a flatted 6, which is a harmonic minor scale. So therefore, a harmonic minor scale is a harmonic major scale with a minor third instead of a major third. Let's do that. So a B harmonic major scale again is this. If I goofed there, I was getting lax. Do it again. For enjoying myself, I'm just slip my mind. So harmonic major scale, full step, half step, full step, half step, augmented step, half step. Again, full step, half step, full step, half step, augmented step, half step. third from major third to minor third, I conveniently have a harmonic minor scale on the major. So those two scales are only one note apart. The third is the only difference between a harmonic major scale and a harmonic minor scale. And because the third is what makes a major triad versus a minor triad, and since a major triad and a minor triad are negative harmonies of each other, and that's the only difference between the two scales, that would also mean that the negative harmony of a harmonic minor scale is the harmonic major scale, and negative harmony of a harmonic major scale is the harmonic minor scale. They're negative harmonies of each other. Case in point for that, let's go back to B here. If I take up B harmonic major scale, I have whole, half, augmented, half. Well, if I played that starting on the F sharp, but going downward, I would actually get I would actually get an F sharp harmonic minor scale. I would. So let's make sure that we believe that. Let's do it downward. Let's do this. Let's see if I can do this here. Wait. Yeah, let's go down with it. So I'm going to go like this, backwards. So it's down. Wait, let's do that again. I'm going to go down with it. So. Let me think about this. Oh, wait, let's see. B harmonic major. I'm going to go the opposite direction, that negative harmony wise. Oh yeah, you have to change it. I'm going to do the opposite. So whereas here I went. Oh, I get it. So I'm going to go on F sharp, but I'm going to do the opposite pattern. I'm going to do going up instead of going down. So here's B harmonic major. So from the F sharp, instead of going down a whole step, I'm going to go up a whole step, which gives me this. Then instead of going down a half step, I'm going to go up a half step. Give me that. Then instead of going down another whole step, I'm going to go up another whole step, which gives me this. Instead of going down another whole step, I'm going to go up another whole step, which gives me. And then, instead of going down a half step, I'm going to go up a half step, so I get this. Then, instead of going down augmented second, I'm going to go up an augmented second, which gives me this. And instead of going down a half step, which I do on the B, yeah, instead of going down a half step, I'm going to go up a half step, which gives me this. There you have it. So the negative harmony of a B harmonic major scale is an F sharp harmonic minor scale. Only you have to switch it from, I was just going down the thing, you have to go the opposite direction. You reverse the order of the intervals. So once again, B harmonic major. Is a negative harmony of F sharp harmonic minor. It just did. Check it out. You start from F sharp going up, you get the B going down. If you go to the B going up, you get the F sharp going down. They're negative harmonies. That's what Rick Beato said in one of his videos. I guarantee you that no one out there knows this fact, and I'm saying that really having done it for like 15 years ago. Just didn't call it negative harmony, and I just unsubscribed for life. So far. Anyway, so anything else? Just the scales. Anything else? Anything else here? Did I leave anything out? Okay, I'm gonna venture into Alan Holdsworth's way of looking at all this. He does everything based on what we would call D Dorian mode rather than C major, but he doesn't call it Dorian mode. He calls it D minor. To him, minor is simply Dorian mode. So let's do this in E. Give E as an elephant. If you do an E Dorian, you get whole step, half step, full step, full step, full step, half step, full step. Well, what he does is he raises the seventh if he wants to make a D melodic minor. So that would be this. So that would be whole step, half step, full step, full step, full step, full step, half step. He calls that a DX, like the letter X, and that would really be a D melodic minor scale. Then he changes it makes a flat 6 to that, so that would be a DX flat 6. That would be a D harmonic minor scale. He just flatted the 6. And then if he wants to get a mode of the harmonic major scale, he does a DX with the raised 4. So that would be a Lydian minor scale. So that would be, let's see if I can do that. Let's go like this. Let's go. So be a raised 4, no? And that would be whole step, half step, augmented step, half step, whole step, half step. And that's actually the fourth mode of the D harmonic major scale, because the Lydian minor scale is the fourth mode of the harmonic major scale. So rather than play the harmonic major scale verbatim, he plays the fourth mode of harmonic major scale, which is Lydian minor, and that's where he includes that scale, which is harmonic major scale, in his 4 scales. So that's interesting. And then if you want to make a D evil scale, which is a D Dorian sharp 4 scale, which is the fourth mode of harmonic minor. So in this case, if you do a D Dorian sharp 4 scale, I mean not a D, but an E, because we're an E. E Dorian sharp 4 scale would be this. It's a Dorian sharp 4. But Dorian sharp 4 is the fourth mode of B harmonic minor scale. So the only difference between a B harmonic minor scale and a B harmonic major scale is the third of the B, which it would be D for harmonic minor and D sharp for the B harmonic major. And interestingly enough, that D versus D sharp is the actual which is the actual difference between these two scales, because it's D sharp and E up here that make the major seventh of the scale in E. So that means if the major seventh in the scale of E is major seventh, which is D sharp, that would mean you have the D sharp, which means you have the fourth mode of the B harmonic major scale. If you flat that, and then the fourth mode of that would be D Lydian augmented, E Lydian augmented. Now but if you flat that D down, that D sharp down to D, now I'm working with a B harmonic minor scale, so then the fourth mode would be E Dorian sharp, E Dorian sharp 4. So that as opposed instead of E Lydian minor. So the E Dorian sharp 4 then would be, which makes it the fourth mode of the B harmonic minor scale. So the gist of it is this: the fourth mode of the fourth mode of a harmonic minor scale is a Lydian minor scale. Oh wait, no. The fourth mode of a harmonic major scale is a Lydian minor scale. The fourth mode of a harmonic minor scale is a Dorian sharp 4. And the only difference between Dorian sharp 4 and Lydian minor is the seventh. And if the seventh is major, which gives you a Lydian minor, then you're dealing with that makes it the fourth mode of a harmonic major scale. But if the seventh of the Dorian scale is minor, then then that gives you a Dorian sharp fourth scale, which is the fourth mode of a harmonic minor scale. So playing with the seventh of a Dorian mode does a lot to the sound of it compared to the harmonic major, harmonic minor, duality there. So anything else? That's the Holdsworth approach. Anything, and I don't like that approach because it makes everything sound the same. It sounds the same because you're always looking off one mode. It doesn't. The changes don't bounce out to me as much as they should. I like the traditional way, but I wanted to cover Alan because he's the greatest electric guitar player that ever existed, perhaps, and I just wanted to let him in the loop, so to speak, Let's see what I can do here. What do I want to do? Let's see. The harmony of a Lydian minor is interesting. Let's say I'm in E again. Let's do it. The harmony of E Lydian minor would be E minor, and then notably F sharp major, and notably G sharp minor. So it's like an inverted Phrygian. It's like instead of Phrygian is major has to above, and that would be Phrygian dominant. But Lydian minor is minor, and minor has them below. It's like an inverted Phrygian dominant. In minor. Kind of interesting there. But yeah, if you take an E minor, an F sharp major, and D sharp minor, you get an E harmonic major. Here. And that's a fourth mode of harmonic major, then that should be the same notes as a B harmonic major. I think that turns out to be the case. B harmonic major is. I think if we check it out, those are the same notes. Right here. Fourth mode of that would be E Lydian minor, which is an E Dorian mode with the raised 4. And that would be on E, and that would be a Dorian mode with the raised 4 would be linearly would be this. Wait, Dorian mode with the raised 4. Oh wait, yeah, Dorian mode with the melodic Dorian not Dorian, but melodic minor with a raised 4. Yes, melodic minor with a raised 4 gives you a Lydian minor, so that would be this. Or Lydian minor. Let's do it again. That's a Lydian minor. It could also be thought of as a melodic minor with a raised 4. Or Alcohol calls it a DX with a raised 4. It's a Dorian mode with a raised 7th and a raised 4. It's also the fourth mode of the E harmonic major scale. After that, whereas if I'm in D harmonic minor, then that would be this scale. Then the fourth mode of the harmonic minor is just an E Dorian sharp 4 as opposed to melodic minor sharp 4 or Dorian with a raised 4. I mean Dorian with a raised 7, Dorian with a raised 7th and a raised 4. So this time you have regular Dorian with a raised 4, which is Dorian sharp 4, which is the fourth mode of harmonic minor. So in this case, if I start with B harmonic minor, fourth would be Dorian sharp 4. So that's not too hard. Linearly, it's whole, half, augmented, half, whole, half, whole. Oh, sorry. Position, it would be Dorian sharp 4 position. They call it the evil scale sometimes. Dorian sharp 4 could be called the evil scale. So an E Dorian sharp 4 would be like this. I think I can do this. Watch this, guys. Think Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. That's whatever he's starting on. In this case, that was right now. That was a C. That would have been C, Dorian sharp 4, C equal scale. Now in E, it would be this. Different octave. And the fourth one would be, that would be E, Dorian sharp 4, E, equal scale. Which is the fourth mode, D, harmonic minor scale. I think in Blue on Don't Fear the Reaper, I think it's in A for some reason. A Dorian sharp 4 or A equal scale. I think it's something like this. He goes. If I'm wrong, it's another key, but I think it might be A. Something tilted. You could also do it like this. You could oh wait, yeah, that's right. So that's a bunch of scale stuff. Believe me, it takes thought to get your head around all that, and it takes thought to realize that all is true. Especially if you realize it's true, then you have to believe that, or I guess that is realizing it's true, but then you have to internalize it and know how to apply it when you're applying it and understand it on a spatial, visual, sensual level, I don't know, experiential level, whatever. You have to get to know it in your bones, not just in your head, but then you have to know it in your head first, or you don't even know it in your bones at all. But anyway, that's my take on that. I think I did everything I wanted to in this case. Let me just think. Standard modes are based on just the major scale I started with at the beginning of the video, the simplest one. But believe me, it's not simple. Someone said that the C major scale is the hardest scale to play on a piano, if you can believe that. Someone actually said that. Playing all the white keys, starting on C up and down, is the hardest scale on the piano. I don't know why. It's how to do with the fingering and the way the black keys work on the white keys. It's really difficult to play a C major scale on a piano. Some of the black keys make it easier, even though it's counterintuitive. You would think it would make it harder, but it actually makes it easier. For some dumb reason, I'm not a keyboard player, I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace, love, rock and roll.